Okay, so in this video, I'm gonna cover 10 different cases available for the Fire 7 9th generation 2019 edition, and I'll leave a link in the description below with current pricing and more information on each of the cases covered in this video. So the first one I'm gonna go over is the official one from Amazon, and this is a folio style case. So the version I got is a charcoal black, but it is available in 4 other colors. And this one does include instructions. Actually, this is a pretty nice little simple case. The back is a hard plastic, and the outside is like a woven fabric material. Surprisingly, this feels pretty high quality. It doesn't protect the top or bottom, but on the plus side, it's a lot easier to plug in and to use the power and volume buttons. And the nice thing about this case, it's got a built-in magnet, so when you open it, the case wakes up, and when you close it, it goes to sleep. I just can't believe they put this on a $50 tablet, but Samsung can't put it on a $200 tablet. And the back also has that nice fabric material with a nice accurate cutout for the camera. And then on the front is just a real subtle Amazon smile icon. So as far as working as a stand, I guess this is okay. It's not really my favorite style, but it does get the job done. It basically just gives you one angle vertical and one angle landscape. So yeah, right off the bat, I definitely recommend this one. So this next case is by Minzo, and you actually get 3 different colors: turquoise, rose, or blue. And obviously this one is geared more towards kids, and it does have a nice handle at the top. And supposedly this fits the 2017 version and the 2019 version. And wow, this material is like a real thick foam material, almost like a Nerf football. So this plastic actually comes out of here. I think that's just sort of a placeholder. Wow, this thing is super heavy duty, although yet surprisingly still lightweight. And as you can see, it's got a pretty nice handle. And you can see on the top, it's totally exposed, which actually makes it pretty easy to access the power button, volume buttons, headphone jack, and charging port. And surprisingly, even though this thing is super thick, you think it would block that rear camera, but I tested it out and no, it works just fine. And surprisingly, the holes on the back here actually work pretty good for audio, so you don't have to worry about that being blocked either. And then for a stand, you've got these little feet that are actually made out of the same foam material, which actually works really good as a stand. Unfortunately, I don't think you can stand it up vertically, only landscape. So if you're looking for a heavy duty case for kids, yeah, this is definitely a good one. I would probably use this one myself, really. Well, not in public. Now, this next one is by Moco, and it comes in 2 different colors, black, and the version I'm going to show you is blue and dark gray. This one does have an installation guide. So this one does have a built-in screen protector. And then on the back, you've got a hard plastic, and then a TPU material around the edges. That actually feels like pretty good quality. Okay, so this one's not too hard to put together. The one thing I do notice is the power and volume buttons are a little bit on the stiff side, where I would think over time it gets a little bit softer. It definitely feels like you have to press them pretty hard to get them to work. And here on the top, you've got the flaps for the headphone jack, charging port, and you've got a cutout for the microphone. Moving towards the back, you can see it is a pretty thick case. You got a nice cutout for the camera, so it's definitely going to protect that. And then on the back, you've got a built-in kickstand. Which the downside of that is you only get one position to use. but at least you do have that option. And on the side, they also have a flap, so you can access the micro SD card. And then on the side, you've got a cutout for the speaker. And the front doesn't really stick out that much around the edges. I don't know if it's that important though, because it does have a built-in screen protector. So the screen protector is actually pretty good. You barely even notice it's there. Then you also have a cutout there for the front-facing camera. So overall, I think this case is pretty good. And although I think the power and volume buttons could be improved slightly so it's easier to press, I think I would still recommend this case because overall, it's pretty good quality. This next one is a silicone case by Lednicer. Actually, I have no idea how you say that. But the nice thing is, this one's only $10 and it comes in 7 different colors. So as you can see, this is a super soft silicone material. It's actually so flexible, you can fold it up several times. The nice thing about this case is it makes the tablet super grippy. Now the downside to this kind of case is usually it's a lint magnet and you're constantly cleaning it. So you can see there is a cutout for the front-facing camera. You got some pretty accurate cutouts for the charging port, headphone jack, and microphone. And the power and volume buttons work really good on this one. And then you can see you've got a cutout for the speaker on the side. Now this one doesn't give you access to the micro SD card, but this one's fairly simple to take on and off, so I don't think it's that big a deal. It's got a nice little pattern on the back to give you extra grip. And the cutout for the rear camera gives it plenty of space to breathe. Now it does have holes on the back. I'm guessing that's because this is made for the 2017 version and the 2019 version. Another nice thing about this case is it's super thick on all 4 corners, so you could almost throw it on the ground with no problems. It's not gonna break anything. So I think for 10 bucks, you definitely can't go wrong with this case. This next case is the Poetic Revolution case, and this is the blue-gray version. It also comes in black. This one comes with a thank you card and installation instructions. This one here actually looks very similar to this Moco case, and maybe just a little bit thicker. This one also has a built-in screen protector, just like the Moco. Now the volume button on this one works super easy. You do have a cutout for the front-facing camera, a cutout for the microphone, flaps for the headphone jack and the charging port. And you've got some nice texture on the power and volume buttons. Then on the back you can see just how thick this case is. It's got a nice cutout for the rear facing camera. This one has a built-in kickstand on the back. Pretty much the same as the Moco case, where it's a hard plastic on the back, and then you've got a TPU material around the edges, and the built-in screen protector, you can barely tell that it's there. And you got the cutout there on the side for the speaker. Now you don't have access to the micro SD card on this one, but you do on the Moco case, so that's just something to keep in mind. So this one definitely is another good case for the Fire 7 tablet. So this next case is also by Poetic, and this one is a folio cover with auto sleep and wake, and this one is really cheap at only $6. Plus if you click the little coupon, you can get 5% off. And you got 4 different colors to choose from. You got black, blue, pink, and purple. Now this one's very similar to the Amazon brand that I showed you earlier, where this one's a trifold and the Amazon cover has that weird triangle flap. And you can see here on the side it does have holes for the speakers in case you're listening to music and you want the cover closed. So it does look like the automatic sleep and wake function does work with this. And it's exposed here on the top, so you can access everything easily. Same thing on the bottom, except there's nothing to access. So I'm not even sure why they do that. And you can see this feels and looks almost identical to the Amazon brand cover. The Amazon one does have holes in the plastic part, just not in the fabric part once it's closed. And on the back, you got a nice cutout for the rear camera. So if you're deciding between this one and the Amazon brand one, I think it just comes down to which stand you like better. And we have one more case from Poetic. This one is available in 4 different colors. We have the blue version here, but you've also got green, purple, and black. And this one is called Turtle Skin. And you can see on the back here, this is why this one is called Turtle Skin. It sort of looks like a turtle shell. So this one is a soft silicone material, but apparently they do something a little bit different because this material is a little bit smoother. It doesn't feel quite as sticky as some of the other silicone cases. So hopefully that means you're not gonna get as much lint and dust on this one. They've got some cutouts for the charging port, headphone jack, and microphone. And it does cover the power and volume buttons. But the nice thing is they work perfectly and you barely have to tap them to get them to work. Now this case will actually redirect the speaker on the side to make the sound come right at you, more like a front-facing speaker. So that's actually a pretty smart idea. And it does provide some nice protection around the edges to protect the screen. Now this one doesn't have access to the micro SD card, but it is fairly simple to remove this one. And you can see it does have a nice cutout for the rear camera, and you can sort of see just how thick this case is. And it does have a cutout for the front-facing camera. So I do like this Poetic one, probably a little bit better than this yellow one I looked at just a little bit ago, but that's sort of just my preference. So the next case is by Dadanism. Yeah, I have no idea how to say this one. This one is the dark blue, but there are 6 colors available for this case. Okay, so this one's just a little bit different. Instead of a hard plastic, you have a flexible TPU material, and then you've got sort of a trifold front cover, which actually looks really nice in person. And the nice thing is this does have the auto sleep and wake feature. And the nice thing about this one is all the buttons along the top are exposed, so it's going to be a lot easier to access and functionality is not going to be a problem. And they left a cutout for the micro SD card, so that'll be easy to get to as well. And the camera cutout on the back is pretty accurate as well. And this isn't a real thick case, but I think it gives the rear camera just enough protection when you lay the tablet down. And when you open the cover, you can see they did leave it exposed where the speaker is on the side. And then the cover does have a magnet, so you can use it as a stand. So this next case is by Banazcap. These names are crazy. Now the one that I have is orange, but there are 6 colors available. You got black, blue, red, green, orange, and purple. Okay, so this one is another silicone case, and the power button works perfectly, and the volume buttons work really good on this one. You can see they did make a cutout for the front-facing camera, and you have a cutout on the side for the speaker, cutouts along the top for the charging port, headphone jack, microphone, and then the power and volume buttons are covered with that silicone material. Now this material isn't real thick, but you can see it does have a nice cutout for the rear camera, and it should be plenty to protect it. Now this one does have a strap built into the back of it, which some of you might like. I'm not sure, since this is a 7-inch tablet, if that's really needed, but at least they do give you that option. This one actually covers a little bit more of the screen than the others, which I don't actually mind. It's definitely going to protect the screen a little bit better doing it that way. And they don't leave access for the micro SD card. But again, these silicone cases are fairly simple to remove. If you're looking for a silicone case, this is a pretty good option. And this is the final case we're gonna do by Z2 Top. And this one, you've actually got 14 different colors. And this one is sort of a leatherette material. And to put the tablet in, all you do is slide it in through the side. This one does leave holes for the speaker on the side, so that's definitely nice to see, even when it's closed. You can see here along the top, they've got a cutout for the headphone jack, microphone, and then they leave the charging port, power, and volume buttons exposed, so it's definitely easier to get to. And then you've got this elastic strap to keep the case closed. And you can see there is a cutout for the rear facing camera. And they also leave the micro SD card exposed on this one, so it's easy to get to. You also have a little elastic holder for a stylus on the side. And this cover also has the auto wake and sleep function. That's always nice to have. Samsung, I don't know what you're thinking. And they have this little tab in the back that does help with the front cover to stay in position, so you can use it as a stand. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.